called Impeachable Offenses. It's out tomorrow. You were kind enough to come on the show tonight. Lay out for my audience in a few simple strokes of your brilliant mind, what has Obama done that's actually impeachable? Where are the high crimes and misdemeanors?
First of all, we have to define what a high crime is. A high crime is a crime committed by a person
while they're on marijuana?
Yeah. No, listen, we have very specific. President Obama has bypassed Congress. For example, when Congress failed to pass the DREAM Act, President Obama comes, and I have this in Impeachable Offenses, and creates de facto immigration law and literally throws...
Yes, I was livid over that because those 3 million dreamers voted for him as sure as I'm sitting here. And that's how he got reelected. That's right. So would you say that was impeachable? Then why have the Republicans been silent? Sorry, I even asked the question. Give me the next reason. There are no Republicans. Next question.
There are no Republicans. If they were, they would be talking about impeachable. But what about releasing criminally legal aliens from jail? Now, I know that there was a lot of talk that this was blamed on the sequester, but in my book, I cite government documentation that shows this has been going on since 2009. It's impeachable. It's inexcusable, releasing a larger number than what is publicly known. Plus, of course, Obamacare, which is ripped apart in the book. Obviously, the argument is, well, Obamacare went to the Supreme Court, and so therefore the Supreme Court ruled it constitutional. Well, I show that actually the Obama administration has been changing the law without authorization from Congress, changing the way they're implementing the law.
So it's not Obamacare per se. You're saying his modifications, in your opinion, by degree, are impeachable offenses?
His modifications, in the opinion of constitutional scholars, of organizations across the political spectrum, that I quote, yes, indeed, that these bypass Congress, that this is the IRS, the Department of Health and Human Services, rewriting the health care law without consulting Congress, plus just the way that the health care law even came into fruition, the genesis possibly violated the Constitution. So we cite this in the book, Impeachable Offenses.
Okay, so wait, now I want to be neutral here, because impeachment is a very serious act. Not only do I not think Obama will be impeached, but I don't think we have enough time to impeach him, particularly since we have no opposition party. But which crime really rises to the high crime and misdemeanor level, Aaron, truthfully?
Well, by the way, it's high crimes, misdemeanors, and bribery. There's a whole chapter on the green section that could constitute impeachable bribery.
All right, that's interesting. You mean like Solyndra? Where did the $500 million go? What happened to the money?
Of millions of dollars in the stimulus bill to political cronies and even to people who helped to write the stimulus bill, and then their companies got hundreds of millions of dollars. So is that
okay, so you would put that under the bribery statutes.
Yeah, and we're talking about high crimes. What about Benghazi? What about possibly giving arms to our jihadist enemies? That violates...
Now, that to me is the one that worries me the most. Why is he on the side of jihadists from Libya through Egypt to Syria? This requires an impeachment hearing in order to get to the bottom of it. Is it by accident or on purpose? So even if he could not be impeached, the hearings themselves would probably bring out some very important evidence.
That goes far beyond what has been put out about the weapons to jihadists, the aid to jihadists in Libya. In fact, actually, this could explain, this is bombshell, this could explain potentially why the Benghazi facility was attacked in the first place. We have to look at what was going on inside that so-called consulate that was not a consulate. The United States never has...
I don't want to get dragged back into Benghazi, as important as it is, Aaron. Your book is called Impeachable Offenses, and it's available when, Aaron?
It's available officially tomorrow. And by the way, speaking of Syria, the same exact doctrine that President Obama is likely going to use in Syria, responsibility to protect, he used in Libya. It could be unconstitutional, and there's